Don't leak too much of this in the video, Mark. We've got a song coming out soon, maybe, hopefully. I don't know. Got a new song. We have a song. I think it's a really cool song, but it's kind of got stuck in the final production phase. We just can't get the mix sounding right, and so I'm having a go. I had a go yesterday, I'm gonna see what it sounds like today. You know, a project like this makes me feel like I can't do what I do, makes me second guess myself a lot. Which gets me thinking, you know, I know we did a video not too long ago about the top 10 tips for becoming a musician. If you haven't seen that, why don't you go check it out? But I've been thinking recently about some of the traps sometimes we fall into as musicians, and I've been thinking about the top 3 mistakes to make. Top 3 mistakes to make? No, don't make these mistakes. The top 3 mistakes I think people make, including myself, but I need a cup of tea first. Okay, mistake number 1 I think musicians make is just talking about doing stuff. How many times have you had this conversation?
Hey man, do you want to start a band?
Yes, mate, I'd love to. What kind of music would we do?
Well, I play drums and you play guitar, so do you want to start a rock band?
Sick, yeah, okay. How about like French disco, new age, funk, retro, metal, new hat, old shoes, dubstep, rock kind of thing?
Yeah, that's not been done before.
Okay, cool. Well, we just need a band name now. Any ideas?
A few moments later.
So, cabbage for Moses it is then. Let's get a logo.
5 hours later.
Boom, here we go. I'm gonna go set up a TikTok, a Facebook, an Insta, a SoundCloud, a LinkedIn, a Bieber, a Raid Shadow Legend account, the whole shebang.
Awesome. So when do we practice?
You free Tuesday?
No, I've got archery. You free Thursday?
No, I'm picking grapes. You free Friday?
No, I'm doing a reenactment of Shrek 3. You free Wednesday?
No, I'm working at DFS. You free Monday?
No, I'm climbing a ladder. Are you free Friday?
No, I'm picking grapes again.
So when do we practice?
I don't know. Probably never.
You know, I've done this so many times. It's so easy to talk about starting a band or talk about writing some music. But if it's important to you, you need to get it in your calendar. Book some time in, keep to it regularly and make it happen. Stop talking about stuff and just do it. Just do it! Just do it! I've done this so many times. I've sat down and I've made so many plans for bands. I've made logos for bands. I've talked about what kind of music we want to do. Never actually met up and practiced or rehearsed or written music together. So stop talking about it. If it's really important to you, make it happen. I think that the reason we do this is because sometimes we don't feel quite ready. We're afraid of failing. The reality is you can't be afraid to fail when you do music. You just got to have a go. Stop waiting to be good enough. You'll never feel like you're good enough. So just do it. Just do it!
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Mistake number 2, and this is mainly for you guitar players out there. Stop just noodling on your instrument. And I'm going to hand over to Clay to talk about this one because she's been smashing her bass practice recently. Transition.
So by now you know that you like your instrument and everyone else knows it too. You're constantly playing that on the bus, in your sleep, on the toilet, wherever it might be. And you're finding these sick riffs and playing these cool songs that you love. And that is awesome. But you, my friend, have become what I like to call a master noodler. I didn't have noodles, but you get the picture. Don't get me wrong, it's super good to be learning songs and finding cool riffs and playing them because that will help you become a better musician. But in order to become the next level on your instrument, you need to be learning techniques. It might not be your cup of tea, but learning music theory, so things like chords, scales, and rhythms are super important to gain more knowledge and learn more skills. Then you can apply that knowledge to the songs that you're learning and even to your own stuff. You are never going to improve if you don't practice techniques and songs. Otherwise, you're just going to be a bit lopsided. So go practice. Go. No, wait. Watch the rest of the video.
Okay, mistake number 3 that you need to stop making, that I think all of us make sometimes, stop trying to impress other people. Now for this, you've really got to think about why you're doing music, why are you playing that instrument, why are you writing music. You're probably doing it for fun, right? Or to de-stress. That's how most of us get started, and that's really good. But as soon as it becomes about impressing other people, which it so easily can do, we need to refocus and remind ourselves why we're doing it. You see, if you're in this to get fame or get more followers or get fans, I think you're always going to be disappointed because I think you're always going to want more. You're always going to want more platform. You're always going to feel like, I just want to make it to the next target of followers, next target of fans. You know, none of those are bad things in and of themselves, but if that becomes your motivation, or maybe if that takes over from just having fun or just being creative, I think you're always going to be disappointed. Similarly, if you're doing this to be the best, you know, so that people look at you and think you're amazing, like, wow, look at that singer, aren't they amazing at what they do? Again, I think you're always going to be disappointed because there is always, and I hate to break it to you, always going to be someone out there who's better at it than you are. Especially with the internet nowadays, you can just log on to Insta. Sound like such an old man. You can just plug in your modem and go onto the internet. You know, I just open Instagram and immediately my feed is filled with people who are so good at guitar and so good at what they do, and it can become a bit depressing just seeing these people who are so good. And I compare myself and I start to feel bad about myself, and I think that's a bit of a cycle, you know. As soon as we start to compare ourselves to other people, I think we strip ourselves of the joy and the fun of doing what we do. There's nothing wrong with having a target, but don't compare yourself as a person to another person, because you're not going to be them. There's only one of you, there's only one of them. That's good. It's good that we live in a diverse world. I definitely get this because I'm someone who has really high standards for myself. I definitely have really high expectations about the kind of stuff I output. But I've found actually the only way to cope for me in the music industry is actually knowing where my identity, that's where my value and my self-worth comes from, and knowing that that comes from God. So you'll find there will always be so many opinions about you and about who you are. There's your opinion, there's the way that you feel about yourself. There's other people's opinions, but the one that we maybe don't talk about so much is God's opinion. You know, the one that made us. So what is God's opinion? Fair question. Does God think I'm good enough? Does God think I should try harder? Does God think I'm a good person? Does he think I'm a good musician? What does God think about me? Here's what God says about you. God says, I love you. God says, I love you because I made you, not because you're amazing at this or amazing at that, not because you're perfect, not because you're good. The reality is there's nothing we can do to make God love us any less than he does. And you see, I think when we realize what this means for our lives, that actually our self-worth, our value as a person is not dependent on how well we do, how good our music is, how many streams our songs get on Spotify. As soon as we realize that our self-worth isn't based in that, that's really freeing to know that actually I'm loved no matter what, whether I succeed or whether I fail. And you know what? God is actually the only one who has a right to say who you are because he made you. You see, other people don't know you like God knows you because God was the one who designed you. So he has a right to say who you are. And what he says is, I love you. I have to constantly remind myself of this, you know, being a creative, it's so easy to get obsessed with achievement, with writing a better song, getting more followers, getting more streams. I have to constantly remind myself of this every day, that my value is not how well I do as a musician, but my value is found in a God who loves me. If you want to know more about what that means, what it means to be a Christian, to follow Jesus, to know that your identity is not based in your performance, check out the link in the description. There's a secret video that I'd really like you to watch that will tell you more about what that means. In summary, my third mistake is doing this to impress other people. Stop, just have fun, create. You were given gifts and abilities, so use them. Now I'm gonna go and try and take my own advice and not worry about how this mix sounds when I get back to it. My tea will be cold. Said like a true soft southern, oh no, my tea. Call the butler, have him make a fresh pot. I definitely need to take my own advice. I was feeling pretty bad about myself about this mix yesterday. It's not by any means a bad mix. I just feel like I could do better, but doesn't matter. I'm gonna try my hardest. I'm gonna know that God says he loves me no matter what, and that's what I'm gonna do. See you later, guys. I'm joking. I do know how to end it. Generic.
Goodbye!
Thanks for watching. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned a little something along the way.
If you didn't know, we're a band called Amongst Wolves. We're all Christians.
I don't know about you, but sometimes it can be real easy to feel like you're just going through life without any purpose. Just wake up, do some stuff, go to bed, rinse and repeat.
But life doesn't have to just be like that. God says that he has massive plans for you.
He has plans to give you a hope and a future, plans for your good and plans for his good.
If you want to step into the life that God has for you, or if you just want to know more, then click the link in the description.
And while you're in the mood for some clicky, why not smash that subscribe, hit the like, and ding the bell.
Ding-a-ling.
And here's some other videos that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. Go on, click one. You've got no excuse, click one. Okay, but or stick around, I don't mind. I think Clay might sing a song.
Away in a manger.
Bye.
If you find a way to put this in the video and not make it really weird, then I commend you.